Hey, we're back today with another installation for you.
Yeah, so these guys got me with a bunch of ads on Facebook, and I thought, hey, this is a pretty cool idea. So today we're going to be installing the WOLFBOX G900. This is basically a rear view camera that goes onto your mirror. So you can see what's behind you as if you had a rear view. One of the things about the Jeep is that the rear view mirror is basically kind of not very functional between the headrests and then especially if you upgrade the size of your wheel to a 35 or a 37 or a 38 or even a 40. I have 38s on mine. You kind of, between the headrests and that, you're not seeing much, especially a low sedan. You're not going to see that the car's there.
Jeep has pretty terrible rear view visibility anyway, between the small window, all the stuff, the bars, the tire.
Yeah, so thought that, hey, this is a pretty cool idea. Definitely can't make it worse. So this video is not sponsored. I did buy this on their website, but we did reach out to them and we got you guys a coupon code. If you use coupon code DuckMeTV, you'll get, I believe, 18% off.
Yes.
18% off, and we'll put the link down below. And then if you just prefer to get on Amazon, you can do that too. We'll put a link directly to there. So you do have a couple options. It's about $249 is the price before discounts. It comes with the hardwire kit, and then you can get the Pro version, which also comes with, if you want to use it. I won't be using it, but for the rear view license plate mounting bracket, my license plate is offset. But if you have one like on your spare, it's going to be a really good way of doing it where you don't have to go through your rear windshield. And then it also comes with an extra lens filter for the front view camera. So on top of the fact that it does the rear view, it actually has another camera for front view, which I believe can function as a dash cam.
Oh, nice. So this is not only a camera like for the rear view, it's actually a dash cam.
Yeah, I haven't really looked into the front view features of it yet. Figure we'll install it either way and then play around with it and see how it works. But let's get it open, see what it comes with.
Do it.
All right, so right away, basically comes with what looks like a mirror. So this will actually snap on over your mirror and we'll replace it. Then it comes with a bunch of wiring. Here is one of these is going to be the rear view camera. Right there. So this will get wired all the way to your rear windshield, and it has a few different attachment options, it looks like. And then it does come with, cigarette plug lighter adapter, but they do give you the hardwire kit with it, so we'll be using that. Well, let's pull everything apart and let's get going.
Let's do it.
All right, so just started opening everything up and just trying to understand the installation process. The instructions are a little lacking, but the first thing is it does come with two different brackets for the reverse camera. One of them is for exterior only, one of them is for interior, so use the one that's appropriate for you. So it looks like the first thing we're going to do is we're going to mount the camera, and one wire is going to go up all the way to the front of the car. That's going to connect to the control module. The other one, it actually wants you to connect it to your reverse lights. So we're going to connect to the tail lights and back. So the gray-white wire, if the instructions that I found are correct for the wiring harness, we'll see. If history tells us anything, we're about to struggle quite a bit with this. So let's get back there and get going with it.
Let's do it.
All right, so my plan was to mount it right up here so that it's going through the rear glass. And as I'm standing back here, you realize, if this thing is rated for indoor and outdoor, why not just mount it right over here, which will give me the best view. I have tints in back, so I think that's what we're going to do. So you actually don't even need to use the bracket because I'm just going to Velcro right to that part, or double-sided tape right into that part. This is a pretty flat surface. We'll see if that works. If not, I might need to add the outdoor bracket because this actually allows you to tilt adjust, but this is pretty flat. I don't think I'm going to need to. Then from there, we're going to follow the wire from that reverse light and that brake light straight into here. And then we're literally going to follow this harness and then up the pillar and all the way up front. We're going to be running the wires back here. So first things first, we're going to need to remove this panel. You should be able to get your fingers right under there on the side and just pull, use a pry tool if you need to. But it should come off really easily. Just be careful with the little tabs inside. Some of them might stay in. So as you can see, some of these stayed in, so you're going to want to pull them out and attach them back to here when you're reinstalling. I'm going to go ahead and do that now. It's going right here on the brake light. We're just going to use the double-sided tape that they provided. Going to center it and connect it. Just like that. On the other side, we're going to zip tie the wires, and we're just going to follow this harness right into here where we can run it from there. We're going to, in the process, we're going to tie into this brake light so that we can connect this to the reverse lights. We're done back here. Everything is in place. Wires coming out that side. Just going to put this back in. Make sure your wires aren't being pinched or anything, but nice big gap there for the main harness. All right, so here's what we did back here. It really depends on where you're installing the camera, you know, for your personal installation, the most convenient place to run the wires. We took the red wire, we wired it back to the rear tail light. Now, there's a harness here, and one of these wires is the right one to connect to. Couldn't find any diagram that definitively told me which one. I didn't want to start randomly cutting wires. So we tied into directly the harness behind the tail light, where it's the white purple wire for the reverse lights.
Now this is a 20 and 24 392, so it's a JL. You know, your experience, depending on your model and year, may differ.
Yeah, once in a while those harnesses do change. So next steps is we have this panel off so that we can get this wire up into this cavity, and we're going to go right up here based on a mirror where this harness goes forward. We're going to wire it all the way forward, and pretty typical wiring, so we'll be back once we get that done. All right, so we just took some time, ran some wires. So starting back here, we have the camera installed. I ended up playing with the different mounting options, and I ended up with the one that's most flexible. Gives me a couple pivot points in there because I want to angle it down a bit more. I guess this did have a bit of a slant on the light, so just going flat on didn't work. The wires from there run through the tailgate. They come in over here. The red one is connected to the tail light for the reverse. The other one we have going right up the pillar over here and all the way up in front. All right, so the way that the mirror holds on is it has these little plastic parts, and it comes with a bunch of these rubber little bands. And you just attach the bottom, attach the top, one on each side, and because it's mostly invisible once it's on there, and that's how it holds on. So what we did is we connected everything just to make sure that it works. We just used the adapter here. Everything works pretty well. So next step is we're going to hardwire it. We just want to make sure everything works before we hardwired it. So we have some options. It comes with a GPS if you really want to use that. I actually don't think I'm going to because I don't see the real benefit of that. So we just need to have two wires. One of them is from the hardwire kit, and the other one is for the rear camera. We're going to run them up here and right along the windshield up here, then down that pillar and into the engine bay.
All right, and we're back. We decided to spare you the trouble of watching us struggle putting in all the wires to the engine bay. It kind of varies from year to year, model to model. But we ran everything in, we plugged it in, and then actually we took a few days for Dmitry to drive around with it and get some experience before we report back.
Yeah, so a lot of times these installs we don't get done in one sitting. Even the number one for video just takes longer than when you're just doing it on your own. And we just have jobs and families. But this time it actually took us longer than usual. A lot of times we come back the next morning and finish up. This time we actually took over a week before we could get back here to record this. And I'm actually really happy that we did because it gave me a chance to really get a lot of experience with it. And my review of it is very different than it would have been if I would have just sat down and driven for 10 minutes. My initial thought was this is really distracting. It was bright. You're not used to having so much motion out of the corner of your eye. And my initial thought was, man, this is going to be way too distracting to actually drive with. Until a couple days into it when you just get really used to it. And then it's just really awesome, to be honest. I mean, you get so much visibility. One thing I can tell you is that the blind spot monitoring on it, it's not monitoring, but your blind spot visibility is fantastic. Even with small cars next to you, by the time it leaves your view in the mirror, you already see the car next to you. It literally eliminates blind spots completely in a car that the Jeep just does have a lot of blind spots. So I love that part of it. Also got used to the fact that there's some glare, especially with the top open, but after a little while you realize you don't need it to actually be pointing back like a mirror. You can actually tilt it a little bit in a way that a regular rear view mirror is not going to be usable. But here it actually eliminates the glare and you still get full visibility with it.
Yeah, because the angle of it actually doesn't matter anymore. You can point it in any direction you want.
Yep. So it does have some things that I'm not going to use. It has a GPS sensor that you can put into it, and that'll help you tell you your speed and your direction. I don't need any of that. I have that built into the Jeep. But if, you know, in the event that you have an older one, you might want to use that. But it does not give you like GPS mapping or anything like that. One thing that I would have done differently installing it, when we connected it to the rear taillight, that's optional. That actually allows you to use it as a reverse camera, which I already have built in. But if you have an older model, you know, that is something that you could find useful. And when you put into reverse, it just changes the way that it displays and gives you little guidelines down the middle when you're parking. So you can kind of customize exactly what you want to do with it and exactly which parts you want to install. For me, it was mainly to replace the rear view mirror, and it does a very good job of that, like surprisingly good actually.
And also, I know there's multiple mounting options, right? So you use the little rubber connectors that kind of just stretch around it and hold it, but there is another way to put it on?
I saw on their website that there are ways to just attach it to your actual mirror mount. I haven't gone into looking into what options are needed for that because I'm fine with it the way that it is. I like that at some point if I do want to remove it, I can. But yeah, it's a clean look, especially from driver's seat. I guess that you do see the mirror if you're looking at it from the other side, which I never will be. I have found the front camera, depending on your setup. So I have the fully loaded with all of the, you know, sensor options with adaptive cruise control, and all of that sits behind the mirror. So the front camera feature on this one doesn't really work for me because it kind of blocks half of it. But if you don't have that, you actually can use the front camera, and it does have a Sentry mode built in where you can have it while the car is off, just take like a time-lapse photo just to see what's going on around you. It has a lot of features. I'm probably not going to use all of them, but it's kind of cool that they're there. Oh, and it does record as you're driving. It keeps, I think, a 40 or 60-second recording that's constantly, you know, overwriting itself. But if anything does happen, you know, car crash or whatnot, it actually has a G sensor where it will detect that you may have been in the crash and it'll actually know to keep that recording and not overwrite it.
So that's good to have in case any accidents happen and something like that. Sometimes footage could be useful.
Yeah, so overall, really well featured, probably more than I will ever use, but it has some really cool functionality to it.
Cool.
Overall, I think it's a good product, and honestly, for the price tag, you would not expect it to be as high quality. The cameras are really high quality. We'll put some video up right after this of just driving around, especially at night. It has really good night vision. You know, at night, dark streets, residential streets. We'll put up some video, but you can't see anything out of the rear view. But this actually does a really good job.
Yeah, and the footage that we're going to put up will be around here. And actually, around here, I would say it's probably darker than most places.
Yeah.
You know, if you live anywhere near or in a large city, you'll have a lot more lighting than actually you're going to see in ours. So it is very good at night.
Yeah, this is suburban, but almost like just north of rural sort of scenario, and it works really well. So if you want to check it out, we'll have some links on the bottom below this with links both to get it directly from WOLFBOX. If you go there, we have the 18% coupon code for you, which is DuckMeTV, and we'll also have an Amazon link if you prefer Amazon, which I know a lot of people do. So we'll have all of that underneath. Check it out. Let us know what you think. Let us know if you install it and what your feedback is.
All right, so I'll throw up the B-roll and the night driving footage, and
We'll see you on for the next one.
thanks for watching.
When I'm in my driveway, this is typically what I see out of my mirror. It's a dark street. There's literally nothing. It's pitch black. But the night vision actually shows me a lot more, and this is probably a much better view than I've ever had going down the driveway. And just to show you the quality comparison of the reverse camera in the Jeep versus the WOLFBOX, it's a pretty good camera by comparison. And overall, driving around, these are dark streets, so behind me I would see nothing but pitch black, and you can see out of the side mirrors, you're not seeing much in there at all. But this is actually giving you a really good view. Just from a safety aspect, so right now I have it turned off, and you can see it still acts as a mirror, actually a bit dim, but it acts as a mirror. Let's look out the sides. No one behind me. Let's turn on the mirror. That's what's actually behind me. So you would definitely have a lot of visibility where you wouldn't have any.